Is the music available online?
Yes. Not that I know of. As I say, I don't use it.
You're nodding your head, saying that it is available online, Gary.
It is online, yeah.
On your band's website, you can purchase this album. And do you see where it says Add to Cart? All I need to do is click on the Add to Cart. I pay my $9.99 and I get a CD. I'm told, as of today, this is still available. What I'm perfectly satisfied by, Gary, is that Gordon has not covered his cost or received a great deal of money, if any, from online sales.
OK.
Now, my clerk spoke to the web administrator, whose name is Chris, and he tells me, reliably, I'm confident, that since the album has been uploaded and available to that website, they've sold 10, now 11. Now, one thing that I'm troubled by here, Gary, is that this appears to have affected your relationship with Gordon.
Yes.
Why is that, sir? How do you feel now?
Well, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I thought he'd sold more than that, does it? Yeah.
Understand. Gary, you wrote a song which featured on an album. As a matter of law, you're entitled to benefit from that song, even though it only represented a limited portion of that album. You were unable to play because of a terrible accident in 2010. And so you wrote to Gordon, and you wrote a letter which is called a cease and desist letter, which effectively asked Gordon not to sell those CDs anymore. I believe Gordon when he tells me that he did not at fairs or fetes or the usual way that the band would sell the CDs. Your complaint was that even if that is the case, you were entitled and are entitled to any royalties from online sales. During the course of the case, I have now been satisfied that the number of online sales is negligible. Now, as a matter of principle, that doesn't mean that you're not entitled to something. The difficulty in this case is coming to a value. That's problematic for you because unlike in the past, sir, where you would have signed a document setting out in precise terms what the percentage of any royalties you might be entitled to would be, such as the very successful song that you wrote in the 60s, you had nothing in writing here. The law does give me a discretion to come up with a number. The problem here is that only 10 or possibly 11 albums have been sold. And therefore, any damages you might be entitled to would be minuscule. In other words, less than 2 or 3 pence, which the court would not order. For the reasons that I've given, because you don't have a contract setting out the precise amount that you're entitled to, although you would be entitled to something in law, and because only 10 of the CDs have been sold online, and because Gordon, after your cease and desist letter, stopped selling those albums when they were performing, I'm afraid, sir, I have to dismiss your case. However, I want to be clear. Had Gordon sold many thousands of this album, and in the event that this album becomes very, very successful, you may be entitled to some royalties then.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I do.
You would have to take that up if and when this album ends up going to #1. Who knows? You, gentlemen, are credible music artists. Timmy Mallet made it to #1. It's perfectly possible. The reasons I have given, your case is dismissed, but I wish the album the very best of luck for the future.
Could I give you this, please?
What?
This is for you.
Oh, is it a bribe?
No, it's just for you. It doesn't cost you a penny.
Ah, I see. Just to be clear, you've handed me up... I had no doubt this was true, by the way. This is
Well, it's all in writing.
Understood. This is the photograph of you with Rod Stewart.
That's right. Yeah, well, it's Rod Stewart.
Thank you very much. Is it for me to keep?
Hey?
Is it for me to keep?
You're sure to keep.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. I shall give it to Michelle. I'm not sure whether it's the 80s mullet, the tight leather trousers, or just the rasp of the voice. But I should tell you, in quiet moments of stress, when I'm in my chambers, I can hear Michelle playing nothing but Rod Stewart. So even though you've lost your case, sir, you've made Michelle's day.
I'm very happy to.
Case dismissed. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gary's case was unsuccessful, and he was awarded nothing by the court.
Do you want to follow me out?
Let's find out how both parties felt about the judge's ruling.
My judgment was a bit clouded after an accident like that, and he's quite right. I mean, it did affect me, and I said things what I wouldn't say now because of what happened to me. You know, if he'd have sold a lot and made a lot of money out of it, then I would probably want more recompense, you know, for it. But seeing it seems that he hasn't, then I'm happy with it.
And I was very sad. I mean, I've had other problems with band members, but to have one of my best players turn on me, and yes, I didn't like it one bit. Well, I hope you don't thump me in the taxi on the way home.
I'll try and hold myself back.
Don't be stupid. Stay and watch the best Judge Rinder moments. And I'm talking. Understood? Don't be a moron. Subscribe to Judge Rinder YouTube channel. Right now. That's an order.